Let's talk about the war. Vladimir Putin is trying to draft 300,000 reserve soldiers to replace losses in Ukraine. But the Russian people are now resisting and even speaking out against the war. 6 News reporter Andrew Moore spoke to a Ukrainian-born Baylor professor on what this means today. He joins me now in studio with his report. Andrew?
Yeah, this week, the Russian people are facing a military draft for the first time since World War II. And it's not going well. We spoke to Ukrainian professor Sergiy Kudelia on how this will affect the conflict today and going forward.
Putin is in a very vulnerable spot right now, and some consider it the most vulnerable since he came to the presidency 22 years ago.
Vladimir Putin's draft has some Russians now protesting in the streets and others trying to leave the country. Ukrainian professor Sergiy Kudelia says some are even trying to burn government offices. And while Russia may have strong propaganda to influence people, Kudelia says asking people to fight on the front lines changes things.
When it means directly having to lose their loved ones on the battlefield, or having to go into this military army being drafted themselves, I think they may change their mind.
Kudelia says protests won't be enough to remove Putin, but the leader also has another issue. The war has led to dissent on the front lines.
Many are arguing that they're used as a cannon fodder on this battlefield.
And Putin may be also clashing with other military leadership. Kudelia says that could change things.
If you see a major resistance within the military, that I think is the only path to a successful removal of Putin from power.
Lastly, Putin has also said the country is prepared to use its nuclear arsenal, and Kudelia says Russian television programs are already discussing how this could be done. But Kudelia also said using a nuclear weapon could also open the door for other countries to do the same thing.
Then it opens up a Pandora box where it allows other powers to justify the use of nuclear weapons, maybe to a limited degree, against others as well.
Kudelia says that overall, the chances of use of nuclear weapons are still extremely unlikely, but no one knows how desperate Putin is, and the war is definitely not going his way. Chris?
Yeah, one thing's for sure, Andrew, we don't want to steam closer to that. We want to go the other direction from the nuclear thought there. Thank you so much. Andrew Moore live in studio.